Welcome to the channel. I want to thank you guys for tuning in on today. And today I'm going to take you along with me on an excursion, a trip that I took. I was actually feeling a little down when I took this, but afterwards I was okay. In fact, during the trip I became okay. Sometimes on your journey, even during visitations or if you're repatriating, if you're doing some research, business research, whatever, you're doing on the continent, that's good. Even along your journey, you will become discouraged at times, okay? You'll run into certain challenges, just frustrations, and sometimes you just need to escape it all. So this day I went on a trip. I was heading to the east of Togo. All right, so this is in the beautiful country of Togo, and I was heading towards the east, and I was headed to a town called Aneho. I will not feature that town fully in this share because there's so much along the way, guys. So I'm not going to tell you all that you're going to see, but you want to view this if you love Africa, if you love the African lifestyle, you love African people, farming, just so many different things you'll see along the way, and it'll give you a better picture and image of the country itself. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. I'll be back to say a few things just in case I need to let you know what's going on in that particular scene. But you guys, you can think for yourselves. Just sit back and enjoy this share, and I promise you, those who stick to the end will not regret it. Shalom. So I just wanted to change the camera angle to give you guys a view of the beautiful landscape, to see houses, building, what's going on the side of the main highway here. You'll see roads, you'll see just a number of things. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you what you're seeing. You have eyes, you can see for yourself, all right, or for yourselves. So just enjoy the view. I will say that there are a number of farms that will be coming up. If you're wondering what type of farms they are, it's a mixture of crops between coconuts. You'll see a number of coconut trees, okay, tomatoes, onions, cabbage. Seems to be a great crop out here. Onions and cabbage and coconuts. Like, there are rows and rows of coconuts farms that are out here as well. So enjoy the trip. guys can also see that although this is away from the main city, it's a thriving area. People are building, people are living out here. So if you were interested in moving out to this area or doing business out here, you're not out here by yourselves. You can see that there are people here, and it's growing and it's developing just fine. Look at that soil, it is so rich. And we're coming up on one area now where there's a lot of onion farms and such. So just continue to enjoy the view, and thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you. And remember, endure to the end. Shalom. just in case you guys are wondering, you see a few towers out there. There aren't a lot of towers, but guys, the coverage is perfect. We had no problems with communication and coverage, and pretty much that's the case in that I've experienced in Togo. I haven't had any real problems with phone communications. Definitely, the lights are always on. In fact, if the lights go out in Togo, I can say maybe once a month or twice a month, and it's less than an hour in totality. Serious. There has been one time I think we've had the outage to last like 1 hour and 4 minutes, okay? And that was it. In a month's time, you can experience, as little as 1 hour or less of your power going out for the entire month. No joke. And the water's always on wherever you are. At least that's been our experience, and I am so, so grateful and thankful for it. We'll be coming up on a bridge soon, and to the left, the area there, it's marsh and water. The beach is to the right, and then there's lake and river and marsh area to the left. It's just beautiful, guys, just beautiful. And you'll see that on the second share that I upload after we visit the most beautiful beach, I think, in all of West Africa. Certainly the most beautiful beach I have ever visited, as far as the water quality, and it's just beautiful, beautiful. All right, so yeah, keep riding along. I'm sure that those of you who are still hanging in here, you are true Africa lovers. You love Africa for its natural appearance, the people. You just love Africa for what it is, okay? And so thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you, and enjoy your journey through Togo. And by the way, this is heading towards the Benin border as well, okay? And just look to the left, you'll see what I was speaking about earlier. And once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm not going to edit this or cut out all of these scenes because I think it's important. I think it's important, and I'm sure that other people will think it's important as well. I want to see the real Africa. I want to see the real areas that we're driving through to get to the beautiful places. Like the end result is, one thing, but let me see what I go through before I get to that final destination. Okay, so thank you guys for appreciating the share by supporting it. Thumbs up, comment, share, like, subscribe if you haven't already done that, but also just for appreciating the beauty of this beautiful country. And don't you guys just love that although this is considered a rural area, um, it has sidewalks all the way out here, sidewalks. And even when we get to an area where you may notice that the ride is a little bit more bumpy, we're riding over stones, like cobblestones, but not cobblestones, like the bricks that they make themselves. And that's because they're doing construction on the road. As you can see, they're building the other side. Some of it is complete, other portions of it is not. And so right now we're getting into areas where there's corn being grown. By the way, guys, Togo has increased in its corn output. That's the major crop of the country. And if you know anything about corn and all the opportunities that exist with corn, ethanol, so many opportunities exist in this country if you're looking to do business, okay? And Togo really is a place for people who, diasporas, be it native-born diasporas or those who have been scattered abroad through the transatlantic slave trade. If you're interested in coming back and doing business, this country is ideal for you. Okay, it's going to be able to help you do a lot of things that you would need to do as a person returning to the continent if you are someone who is doing business. All right, so if you're interested in that, by all means reach out to me on my website, and I'll be able to consult you in that area. I do have consultation services for a fee. You can check that out. I will be doing some updates as well to my website, but yeah, Togo is definitely for business people and entrepreneurs. Okay, so enjoy your ride, and here we go on the coconut farms, guys. Look at this. Look at all these coconut trees, and in between the coconut trees they have other crops planted. At this time they have tomatoes and onions, and at other seasons of other times throughout the year you may find other crops, okay, that are also planted there too. So the land that they purchased is multi-use. It's not just for one particular crop. You can use that at one season, and once that harvest comes in, then you go and plant another. Okay, so the land is being used, and I'm sure that they also rest the soil as well. But please know that there is opportunity to plant numerous numerous crops on the same property and yield multiple harvests. All right, being the Gullah girl I am from South Carolina, I can tell that we are coming near water. You can just look at the sky and tell we're getting closer and closer to water. We've always been close to water on this strip, but I can tell that the road that we're on is curving more towards the ocean. And so, yeah, but you'll see that there's still growing crops here. But I just wanted to point that out. In the far distance, you'll be able to see the ocean that we're coming up on. Okay, there's some more onion crops out there, rice crops when we get closer to the marsh, rice as well, onions, and a few other crops that we'll be coming up on. And then I'm going to take you guys off of the main road and let you see some other things, okay? Thank you so much for staying tuned in this far. So in a second or two, we're going to be coming up on some traditional huts. So the people who work the farm, some of them build permanent structures, but others build traditional structures, and they live in them throughout the year as well. So you can live in them for the entire year, or you can just set them up as temporary homes. So you'll see those coming up in just a second or two. Okay, that took a little longer than a few seconds, but there you go. So now let's take a ride off of the main road. You'll see that in just a minute or so. And I hope you guys enjoy what you see. Once again, if you haven't already liked this video, make sure you like it, share it, comment, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys. So you see this area here. It is just growing. Well, not just growing. You see tomatoes and coconut trees. Like I was saying earlier, they have mixed crops here on the same soil. You also see the drip irrigation, that black thing going across the land. They're using drip irrigation to get water to the crops. So all things are possible. So you don't have to worry about water, how to get water out there. There is always ways to get water out here. You see the electrical lines. There is electricity out here. There's tower services, internet, and phone. All right, and the beach is just behind you back there in the back as well. So you can take property like this and go from something that's pretty dry and nothing is going on it, but the soil is rich, and you can transform it into a beautiful farm like this one that you're seeing right now. All right, so don't despise the days of small beginnings. Wherever you are on the continent, wherever you are in the world, something may look like it's not, worth anything, or that you can't do anything with it, or that you would be limited. Think outside of the box. You see how they're not, limiting themselves. They're making the most use out of the soil and growing as many crops as they can. And like I said, you see this? This is how it starts, right? But with cultivation, with developing the land, you can yield a beautiful harvest as well. And you can also build your home out in places like this. And it doesn't have to be in Togo. Like I said, Togo is for people who are interested in business, entrepreneurs. It's what you're going to need to do if you're going to be able to function and live in Togo, build in Togo. And so I'm just showing you the opportunities that exist, but mostly I just wanted to show you the beauty of this wonderful country. All right, and so stay tuned to the next year where you get to see even more. I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in.